Hello everyone, my name is David Webb, and I'm back. Yes, I'm back! Sorry. Guys, I'm back. After 2 weeks of absence, I am back. I'm sorry for the delay. I've been currently working on my second book, getting it ready to go to the printers, and I have just been slammed. So much proofreading, so much cover reformatting. It's been really busy, and as such, I haven't been able to film anything for you guys. Trust me, I'm probably much more torn up about that than you are. I know there are so many of you loyal, raving fans just waiting at your computer for the next video to come out. And today is that day. Speaking of that second book, it's going to be coming out Tuesday, February 4th. Now, what I'm not telling the rest of the world is that it's actually coming out Monday, February 3rd. It's a secret pre-release, and it's my way of saying sorry for my absence, and because I just like you guys that much, I'm telling you now. Check out the link in the description to get to the Amazon page now to pre-order it, or wait until Monday. I have been promised by my printer that you can buy the paperback on Monday, so if you want an actual physical copy, check it out then. If the printers are lying to me, sorry. If you're interested in reading my books but haven't read the first one, the link to that will also be in the description. Guys, it's only $2.99. $2.99 won't even get you a nice latte at Starbucks. It's super cheap, so be sure to check it out. Now, on to the video. It's that time once again. The 3 books that every writer must read. As per usual, I'm going to be starting with one book on writing craft, then I'm going to be going to one book on personal development, and then finishing off with a fiction book that I enjoyed. Last time, I listed the 3 books off rapid fire right at the start, and I found that my watch time didn't significantly decrease over the course of the video, so really there's no reason not to do that again, unless you want to build suspense or something, which is exactly what I'm gonna do. So here we go. Book number 1, How to Write a Book Using the Snowflake Method by Randy Ingermanson. I consider this book to be an excellent introduction to outlining. Wait, don't turn off the video if you're a pantser. I've said it before, I'll say it again, all pantsers at one time in their lives should try outlining. It should be noted that this book isn't necessarily the full outlining experience. Its sole purpose is to help you write a strong first draft. It helps you do everything from define your target audience, to writing a synopsis, to outlining your book, to writing character sheets. The Snowflake method is similar to what I do, basically starting with one single thought in your mind about where you want the book to be headed as a whole, and then branching out from there. There's not much more I can say about it without going too in depth, but it's a really cool concept, and I think it's one of the first books I ever read that had anything to do with outlining, and it encouraged me to give it a shot. I don't use the Snowflake method. It's a perfectly good method. However, it's just a little too in-depth for what I like. But why I say it's a really good introduction to outlining is because it handles it in a really approachable way. Randy writes the book as if it were a novel. It's not strictly nonfiction. There's a story that he's telling to illustrate the Snowflake method, and I think it works really well. In fact, at the end of the book, the last appendix is all about how he took the Snowflake method to outline this book. Never have I ever seen outlining put so clearly and in the most approachable, friendly way. If you're scared of outlining, this is the book for you. Next book, The Third Door by Alex Banayan. This is my favorite book of 2018. Bar none. It's all about one man's journey to redefine his life. This guy was a nobody, trapped in a college he didn't really want to go to, trapped in a major he didn't really want to study. He wanted to do something different in his life. So when he heard that The Price is Right was coming into town, he stayed up one night, figured out how to hack the game show, then went in, auditioned, got a spot on the show, and won a sailboat. So he sold the boat and then used the prize money to fund a quest, a worldwide search for the world's most successful people, just for the sole purpose of interviewing them and finding out how they got to be where they are. The book is all about finding that third door. Say you're gonna go to a club. A side note, this is not my typical Friday night. But say I were going to a club. I could go in the front door where everyone's lined up just waiting to get in. I could go through the side door where the VIPs are let in without any trouble or wait. But if I want to get into the club and I want to get in now, there's a secret third door. There always is. This is either a cracked side window, or sneaking in through the kitchen, or digging a tunnel underneath the club. There's always a third way in that requires a little bit of ingenuity, a fair bit of resourcefulness, and a whole lot of guts. It sounds outlandish, but what Alex did was travel the world and interview these very successful people, and he found out that all of them took that third door. And over the course of the book, you watch as Alex takes that third door himself time and time again. If he hadn't have taken that third door, he never would have even gotten in front of these people. I know that it sounds like I just gave a lot away, but there's a lot in this book. I promise you, you will not regret reading this book. I will warn you, there's a fair amount of language, but it was just so worth it to see this guy's journey. It is not an understatement for me to say that this was my favorite book of 2018. And finally, Scythe by Neil Shusterman. I finished this book just a couple weeks ago, and I was pretty excited with it. Scythe is set in an alternate future, in which science has been so far developed, medicine has been so far advanced, and genetics has been perfected, resulting in man being immortal. And since no one dies by natural causes, humanity has invented the Scythes, nearly autonomous humans whose sole job is to control the population by means of death. I thought it was a pretty fascinating premise, so I read it and I was not disappointed. Well, the third act of the book kind of comes and goes in terms of pace, and the plot gets a little shaky, but the first 2/3 of the book and the book as a whole are pretty good. It raises some pretty interesting questions on morality, humanity, and other things. And it serves as a pretty good reminder that we only have so much time in which to do the things we want to do. I know that's the common theme of humanity, but in this book you see people grow stagnant in life because they have an unlimited amount of time to accomplish their dreams, whereas we have a very finite amount of time on this earth. It's a really fascinating book, and I recommend reading it. That's it for today's video, guys. I'm sorry that it took so long to make. You'd think that a 5-minute video would be super easy to just knock right out of the park, but trust me when I say, I've been that busy. But I'm super excited to get back into it, and 2020 is going to hold a lot of interesting videos, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to stay notified. Thank you all for joining me. Be sure to read one of these books and then get to writing.